Love it. Love it. Thank you, Khalifa.
I got you.
Any shout outs? Other shout outs?
I'll give a shout out. I appreciate all your help and your motivation that's been keeping me going through all of this, through this whole learning experience. And yo, your talk on patience. Boy, Gold has been trying my patience today. so, so I just want to give a shout out on that. That's a huge help.
No problem. Any other shout outs? 30 more seconds.
Shout out to B. Burrell. I appreciate you very much. Your coaching, your three-way calls, all the teaching and value that you've given is adding to our success. Much love. You did your thing last night. Super, super lit. Keep
Great.
doing what you do, baby.
Let's go, Taj. 15 more seconds. Any more shout outs? Well, I got a shout out. I want to give a shout out to LaToya Johnson for giving us these bags. I know you guys, you'll get to that level where you can understand the setup. So she's actually basically giving a heads up of what's coming up, man. So shout out to LaToya. She's been giving out some phenomenal trades. I ain't gonna lie. As soon as she sent out something, I'm trying to see if I can throw it out in the 40/40 club. Kind of help me from having to scan chart sometimes. So I appreciate your growth, guys, and that's a testimony in itself. LaToya has been with us for about 12 months, and she started to know what trading was and know how it worked, and she stayed plugged in. She kept showing up to the calls. She was listening to the advice, do this, don't do that, learning emotional intelligence. And next thing I know, she's just killing it, and it's so phenomenal to see somebody. I guess that's how people see me, too. It's like, I didn't know any of this stuff, and then we come back, and we're able to regurgitate and actually create success for other people. So thank you so much for your servant leadership and you coming out of your comfort zone. Y'all don't know that LaToya is kind of like laid back, low key. And so she wanted to bring value to the team. So keep doing what you do. We love it. We're inspired. And guys, make sure that you cat is in profit right now. So there you go. She just had some more success for the team. So again, thank you, LaToya. So guys, tonight I want to just focus on, I'm going to be a little bit more mellow tonight. Tonight I want to focus on desire. A lot of us don't realize no matter how many things that come our way, no matter how many different things that we see and may intrigue us or may pull our attention, you're never really going to get anything you want unless there's desire behind it. You have to desire. Anybody ever had a craving for your favorite food item? Drop some ones in the chat box if you've ever had a craving and you couldn't eat nothing else unless you had that particular food item. That's what desire is. It's unbreakable. Nothing can interfere. You gotta have it. You gotta have it, right? And so we gotta understand that the starting point of all achievement, first you have to desire it. All right, it's nothing. You can wish and hope all day, but you have to desire. You have to crave it. You have to have this massive obsession, so it can pull you into momentum. So it can pull you forward into what it is that you want. Remember, David said on the call last Monday, he said, listen, everything that's created in the spiritual form, it has to be, once it's written down, it's coming down out of heaven, and now we bring it down here to earth. But you have to first desire it. All right, honey. You have to first desire it. Okay. Desire is not a hope. Desire is not a wish. It's something that you go after. You think about it. You think about it 100% of your day. It can't be something that's interfered or interrupted by other thoughts. It can't be something that can be override by other thinking, right? What is my focus? My focus is helping 50 people, 50 families achieve 1,000, helping over 5,000 people by the end of the year, copy, paste, and profit. What is my desire? To retire my mom. That is my burning desire. And that desire should be pulling you guys out of bed. I said something today that, people often don't realize that if you're not excited when you wake up in the morning, if you're not really just super happy, if you wake up in the morning with, oh man, dog, if those feelings are the first feelings that you experience, guys, you're not living your best life. You're not in a position where you're doing something that you really desire to do. And that's most people, right? But we got to be aware of that. Now we got to create a plan on how to exit that feeling so we can really tap into what it is that we want to do every single day. All right. You got to go out here and not just settle for anything. How many of y'all want to be financially free? How many of you guys want to never have to worry about? How many of you guys want your bills on auto pay? How many guys want to be debt free? How many of you guys want to get up and travel when you want to? How many of you guys want to just wake up when you're finished sleeping? All right. You want to wake up when you're finished sleeping. I always heard people say that, but it didn't make sense it really started clicking more this year. You know, I've been doing it, but it really made sense this year when you wake up when you finish sleeping. You know, that's a real thing. So we got to go out here and have a desire. Does anybody know what their number one desire is? Does anybody want to make public declaration on one of their strong desires? If you can drop that in the chat box and share what one of your strongest desires are. Okay. Freedom. We got freedom as one. What's one of your strongest desires? It has to be a massive obsession. Okay, we appreciate the happiness. Guys, those are byproducts of your desire. What is going to create that freedom? What's going to create that happiness? That's what you have to know what it is. That's just a result of you completing your desire. All right? You have to know what your massive obsession is. You have to know what your number one desire, because those goals are pretty much everybody's goals. We all want to be free, want to be happy, but what's going to create that? What is your roadmap? What is your plan? Right? What is your plan? You have to burn all the bridges behind you so you can make sure that you don't get distracted, you don't turn a different way. You have to burn any other options. You have to focus that there's no way, this is the only way. There's no plan B, there's no plan C. It's only ways to rework plan A. Okay? You have to desire it until it becomes this dominating obsession on your life. Tell me if I have another dry cough tonight. Another obsession on your life. Okay? So you got to make sure that you either win or you perish. You either win or you perish. I'm going to achieve this regardless. Nothing's going to stop me. Nothing's going to stand in my way. My feelings won't get in the way. The people around me won't get in my way. My job won't get in the way. My children won't get away. Guys, you got to go out here and achieve every single thing that you want. It's yours. It's yours. But you first have to desire that, and you have to believe it without a shadow of doubt. You got to know 100% that, hey, if somebody, can you bet your life on what it is that you're going to accomplish? Can you bet your life that you said, without, nothing is going to stop me? I know 100%, I know 1,000% that is going to get done, right? You got to see what they say. What's that story about the great warriors and they was coming to the coastline and get ready on the battlefield. And once they start coming up to shore, they said, well, how can we guarantee we win this war? Well, we're going to burn all the ships behind us. We're going to burn all the ships so that we have no choice but to defeat these people. That's how y'all got to operate in your life. You got to burn out the ships. You got to burn out excuses and the complaining. You got to burn out the other options. You can't be pursuing freedom. And every time there's a vehicle to get you there, you give up after 3 months. You give up after 6 months. Guys, our freedom was fought for how many years? And you think you're finna come in here and try to gain freedom in 3 days? You got to fight for your freedom. You got to burn the ships. It can't be any other options. Your desire should be pulling you. Your desire should eliminate time. Time should never be a factor. It is what you want. Think about that. Your desire should eliminate time, because once you desire something, it's your number one obsession. It's your main focus. Time is totally irrelevant. You don't even see it, because you know, as long as you stay on this path, you know, until at some point, if it's 2 days, if it's 2 years down the road, if it's 5 years down the road, you've desired this so much, you've craved this so much that you don't even care about time. You know that you're going to continue to be focused. You're going to be consistent. You're going to show up. You're going to expand your skill set. You're going to expand your personal development, your spirituality. You're going to expand so you can sustain the process. Bump time, you got to sustain the process. I always tell people, you got to get to the point where you got to get to the point where you're moving. You only know how to move forward, that you can't even feel looking at your watch. You can't even feel looking at your phone and trying to figure, oh, okay, I got 3 days. You know, at the same time, yes, we want to have deadlines. We want to give things dates so we can put a little bit of pressure on ourselves. But ultimately, once you know it's guaranteed, nothing else matters. It's guaranteed. So why? It's guaranteed. It's not going to be on clearance. It's not going to be on sale. It's going to stay and maintain this level of focus the entire time. So what does time mean to me? What does time mean to me? So you guys got to understand that once you desire it, time is totally irrelevant. So once you put a deadline on something, you've already disqualified yourself. And I'm not saying a deadline as far as reaching your goal. I'm talking about you're giving, okay, if this don't work in 30 days, I'm going to quit. If this don't work in 6 months, I'm going to quit. You've already spoken that out of your spirit. Listen, the minute you say that out of your spiritual form, you've told the universe, I ultimately don't want this. The minute you give something an expiration, there we go, not a deadline. The minute you give something an expiration on effort, you've told the universe you ultimately don't want it. You ultimately don't qualify because you don't desire it enough, right? You don't desire it enough. You just say, oh, this is an appetizer. I'm not going to stay for the main course. I'm not going to stay for the dessert. Guys, once you know without a shadow of doubt, God, I'm telling y'all, you got to be, what I say last night, you got to be 100% all in. This ain't no tapping your feet in the water, see if the water is cold, is hot. You can't care what the temperature of the water is. You got to go all in. And then you got to learn to adapt to the process, to the pain. Anybody ever jumped inside of a pool? Oh, shoot, it's cold in here, but eventually your body warms up to it. That's what you got to do through your process. You got to jump in and allow your body, your focus, your patience, your communication, your skills to adapt to your process, right? Anybody ready to jump on the pool? Anybody ready to jump inside the pool today? You got to allow your body, your mind, your focus to adapt. You jump inside that pool. You're not worried about no other distractions. You're excited. You have one purpose, one mission. I'm going to jump in. And once I jump in, I know I will be okay. That's how we got to operate in our lives. That's how we got to operate in our lives. We got to jump all the way in. Don't matter if it's hot. Don't matter if it's cold. Don't matter if it's dirt and film floating all in the water. We don't care about those things. All we care about is the moment we splash, and we're going to have an amazing time. So while you're going through your process, enjoy the time and adapt. Go through it. And sometimes it's not always going to be clear, but that's okay. It's going to be okay. But guess what? Your desire is going to constantly be pulling you forward. That was an amazing analogy. I need y'all to text me that. You got to make sure that we're constantly being pulled forward so that the ships are burned. There are no bridges behind you. You can't turn back. Once you done got in that water, you in there. Ain't nobody trying to just dump you in like this, like you're getting baptized, right? You ain't getting dipped like a little piece of chicken. You're going all the way in, okay? And then at the end of the day, you have ultimately your desire has to become a dominating obsession. Okay, it has to be a dominating obsession. You have to leave yourself no retreat. All right, leave yourself no retreat. I told myself when I want to learn how to trade, I'm going to learn this thing for 8 years, 15 years. I don't care how long it's going to take me to learn this skill set. If I consider the alternative, what's the worst thing that can happen? I stay doing things I don't want to do. I stay clocking into places I don't want to go. I stay hoarding and becoming a host of miserable feelings and pain and impatience and intolerance and overwork and underpaid. I become a host of all of these things. So, what outweighs the other? Patience and trying something that really will create freedom, or staying somewhere that would never get me freedom? It's a no-brainer. It's common sense, right? And then ultimately, if you got a business idea, if you got goals and different things of that nature, guys, it requires the same amount of focus. Let's say you never wanted to do trading. Let's say you never wanted to go chairman. Let's say you just have a business that you believe in. Maybe you cook amazing food. Maybe you have amazing clothing. Maybe you write amazing books. Guys, it requires the same focus. You can't expect your book to be a #1 seller in 2 days. How many years of focus that you got to push that book? You're going to get tired of promoting that book. But if you believe in what you wrote, it's already done. It may take you 2 years. It may take, like, what's her name? Her's been around since she got signed when she was 14 years old. She's like, 21, 22 now. She trusted the process. She trusted her gifts. She trusted her talents. So now 6 years later, but most people are like, dang, okay, she's a hit now. But guess what? She trusted when she made the jump. She stayed in the water. She adapted. She kept swimming until she became a champion. She kept winning medals until she became seen. She kept practicing. She kept showing up to every single race. Are you going to show up to every single race? Are you going to jump all the way in? Are you going to allow your body temperature to adapt to the temperatures of life, whether it's hot or cold, whether you're getting beat up, whether you're getting knocked down? Are you going to allow your mental to adapt to the temperatures of life? Are you going to allow your spiritual to outweigh the temperatures of life? See, when you're 100% all in with God, guys, none of this stuff matters. You're totally unfazed. That's what they said. There's a peace that surpasses all understanding, because you know without a shadow of doubt, without any fear, without any limitations, without any questioning. It's almost like knowing if you wake up and don't brush your teeth, your breath gonna stink. It's the same amount of factuality that goes into that, right? You know, if you don't brush your teeth, your breath gonna stink. So why don't you have that same amount of belief in your own goals, in your own dreams, in your own success because you don't desire it enough, because you know you're not going to put in the work, because you know you're lazy, you're going to get distracted, you're going to use excuses, or because you come in trying something. Remember that the minute you use the word try and not all in, guys, you've already eliminated yourself out of the race. You've already eliminated yourself out of the race. Okay. So you have to burn the bridges. It has to be, can't be any retreat. Okay. A great warrior, a great person, a great personal success, they make a decision which ensures his success on the battlefield, which ensures his success when he jumps in, which ensures his success when he runs the race. All right. No matter how much smoke is blowing up when you burn the boats and the ships and the bridges, guys, at the end of the day, you can never leave the shore. You have no choice. You either win or perish. That's what I just said. Are we winning or are we perishing? Which side are you on? Are you going to win? Who's winning with me tonight? Drop some W's in the chat box. Find your W's if you're going to win with me tonight. Every person who wins in any undertaking situation must be willing to burn his ships and cut off all the resources, okay? You got to reach one decision, and that one decision should be the one focus, the one action that you're doing every single day until you manifest what it is that you want. How do you have every person should understand the purpose of the money that they wish for. Do you guys, that's what I was asking you guys. We all want happiness, we all want freedom, but what is the purpose of the money that you're desiring, the money that you wish for? We're all traders, we're all chairmen, we're all farmers, we're all what word did I use the other day? I forgot. We got to make sure that whatever it is that we desire, especially monetarily, what purpose is it serving? Okay. The money, the freedom, all that, the time, that's coming with it. But what other purpose are you going to serve for other people? What other purpose are you going to serve for other people around you? How many of y'all have some business ideas? How many of y'all have some nonprofits? How many of y'all have some things that you can never push because you didn't have the money? Desiring riches, which is a state of mind, has to become an obsession. Planning definitive ways and to acquire those riches. What is your definitive way to acquire riches? Well, we're all here for a reason. Check. Right? What are some other ways? How can you expand your money? How can you reinvest your money in other avenues? Guys, you got to make sure you're doing this. Every single time you get some type of return, please take 10% out and stash it. Every single time, at least 10%. Because what happens is so many people get used to getting paid and they take all the money and they go spend it all. You have to make it to a law. For those of you tired of taking 10%, but at the end of the day, you got to make sure you're taking 10%. I don't care if you don't even think you have the money to pay yourself. What is the point of trying to get a check if you can't check yourself off the list? Pay me first. You should be at the top of the list. What's the point of getting the check if you can't check yourself off the list? You checking everybody else first. Georgia Power, gas out, renter's insurance, car insurance. The last person to receive a check can't even get a check because everything else has been gone. Pay yourself first. Take care of yourself first. All right? But make sure you have a definitive way and acquire those riches backing it with the plans of what? What did we say last night? Persistence, which it does not recognize failure. Persistence does not recognize failure. Persistence does not recognize failure. How many of y'all recognize failure on tonight? If you recognize failure, drop a 1 in the chat box. If you believe failure exists, drop a 1 in the chat box. Because remember this, everything that you recognize in the spiritual form, you're given permission to enter into the earthbound. Everything you recognize in the spiritual form, you're given permission to manifest in the earthbound formation. All right. If I see that it exists in this realm, I'm giving it permission to come and intercept and come down here and interrupt everything that I can really create in the physical form. So guys, you're saying it on tonight, but I dare you. If I not seen nobody in the chat box, I can't get it. I can't understand it. That's the same thing. Those words are cousins of failure, right? Because if you allow those words to keep coming out of your mouth, you're going to form a habit, and that habit is going to transition into failure. So you got to eliminate that stuff out of your vocabulary as well. I will, I am, is done. I will, I am, is done. Okay. How do you desire your riches, ladies and gentlemen? You have to fix the exact amount of money you want in your mind. I want plenty of money. Okay, that's not enough. How much money do you want? I know this year for a fact, $50,000 a month is my exact amount. That's what I fix my mindset on. What is your mind? What is your number? And don't be intimidated by your numbers. You know, a lot of times we're going to wish for a big amount of money, but you got to remember too, that amount of money you desire, that's a certain type of person you have to become. There's a certain type of discipline that you have to develop. You can't be saying I want $50K a month, but you don't have any money management. You can't be desiring all this money and this income. You can't even desire $5,000, $10,000 a month, and you don't have money management. Is all your money going towards your bills? Is all your money going just throwing it away? It's okay to have a good time. I told Rhea that, I said, bro, I'm not spending no more money. I'm not spending no more money. I got to get back to stacking because there's a bigger purpose that I have to serve. God has a bigger plan for my life, and I can't be spending it on these pointless things, right? And so I'm going to have me a good time, but at the same time, I got to have long-term gratification. So everybody, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to go to the chat box, and I want you to fix it can be a daily number. It could be a monthly number, whatever your number is, drop it in the chat box. My number is $50K a month. Residual. My number is $50K a month residual. What is your number? What's your fixed amount? You don't have to be crazy. You don't have to be, am I going to say mine is not crazy? Don't have to be that significant, guys. $500, okay, $1,000 a day. $500 a day. Perfect. You have to believe that. Don't just be throwing something out because it sounds good. Do you know without a shadow of doubt, you deserve $1,000 a day, $500 a day? That is what you want. Is that what you want? And guess what? As you guys continue to grow and you reach that goal, you're going to have a bigger goal, and it's going to be a bigger goal. It's going to be an endless goal because there are levels of growth that have to take place. There's levels of belief that have to take place. See, some people don't even believe that big, right? Some people don't even believe that big, but $1,000 a day is $30,000 a month. That's not too far behind me, right? $5,000 a day. That's more than me, right? That's 6 figures a month, guys. And great, good. Now believe that, manifest it. I'm so happy and grateful. I make $2,000 a day. The more you say it, the more you affirm it, it becomes a desire. And so you're going to have to be training your subconscious mind to align you and put you in the right places, in the right positions. See, what you guys got to understand too, you're not going to always be the person creating the path. A lot of times you're not the person creating the path. You got to allow the spirit to intercede and intercept and take you to where you want to go. As long as you speak it and you act, in some way, somehow, the door is going to show up. The door is going to open up. You're going to be looking for it sometimes. You're going to be waiting for it sometimes. But sometimes it's just going to be like, boom, somebody going to call you out of the blue. He's like, I didn't even never talk to this person before. How are they calling me for an interview? That's God, guys. That's him interceding on your behalf. Dang, I said I want $1,000 a month. I'm still not even at my level of trading I want to go. How in the world am I being consistent and make $1,000 a month? Guys, throwing an interception. He's interceded. You got to pass the ball. All you have to do is maintain the belief and the work. But if you pass the ball, he's going to allow that to happen for your life. Pass the wheel. Okay. We all know the exact amount. Okay. So what do you intend to give in turn? You have to pay the price. What are you willing to do for $50,000 a month, B. Burrell? Well, a lot. I'm willing to wake up every single day and not get any sleep. I'm willing to send signals. I'm willing to help the team. I'm willing to give so much of myself because I realize even beyond generational wealth, I'm planting so many seeds beyond our organization that I know that God is opening doors that I'm not even in alignment with. He's opening doors. He's creating paths. He's doing so many different things because I'm planting the seeds right here in this territory. Guys, guess what? He's going to give you territory in other places. He's going to give you deeds to other places that you don't even know exist. He's going to give you deeds to land and territory around you that you don't know exist. So you got to go out here and make sure that you're desiring, you're working, you're consistent, and that you believe. That you believe. But what price are you willing to pay? How much time are you willing to? Oh, wait, let me take that out. Forget time. How long are you going to be able to maintain not worrying about time? How long are you going to be able to say, you know what? Forget it. It doesn't exist. I'm going to stay until. Where are my until people at? I'm going to learn. I'm going to study. I'm going to call people. I'm going to share this information. I'm going to blow accounts until. Where are my until people at? That's what it's about. You have to be willing to pay the price. A lot of people are, oh man, I want to come in. I want to hurry up and make $300 a day. Okay, well, did you go to Academy several times? Did you look at IML TV countless amount of hours? Have you asked questions? Have you hopped on all the team trainings? You got to pay the price by showing up. You got to pay the price by being committed. You got to pay the price by constantly expanding. What does that look like for somebody doing chairman? They're constantly sharing the plan. They're going to events 46 times. They're doing events 46 times a week. They're doing Facebook Lives. They're learning to fire their upline, sideline, downline. They're willing to do the prospecting and presentation. They're willing to go out here and meet new people. They're willing to go out here and talk to people when they're scared. There's a willpower that manifests in your ability to pay your price. There's a willpower that manifests in your ability to pay the price. When it comes to learning how to trade, are you willing to study an hour a day? Are you willing to make the sacrifices so nobody doesn't interrupt your studying time? See, what kills me about a people is that we protect the wrong energy. We protect the wrong territory. What does that look like? Well, you can go to work and you can do all these things and you can tell, don't call me while I'm at work. Don't do this. And you're protecting that. You're protecting something that ultimately will never set you free. But why not protect something that's guaranteed to set you free? You got to learn to protect the right territory. You got to learn to protect the right spaces, because ultimately, if you keep allowing the enemy to cross your territory lines, you'll never win. You'll always be getting knocked down. You always keep getting them bombs dropped on you. Have the conversations. Allow people to know, listen, every Sunday from 4 to 6, don't call my phone. Every Sunday, family, send out a group text, put the whole family, the whole clan, all the friends. Listen, every Sunday from 4 to 6, I'm not available. Every Monday night at 10, I'm not available. Every Tuesday night at 9 o'clock, I'm not available. That's you protecting your territory. That's you paying the cost. That's you paying the price. I'm sorry. Those of you giving the sacrifices and letting people know, listen, I can't do this right now. I got to do what's necessary. That a lot of times paying the price means giving up all that time. Okay. Now, I'm not saying completely abandon people, but you have to be strategic. You got to be intentional about your next move. Okay. Now, define the date. What's your definitive date for the money you desire? All right. What's your definitive date for the money you desire? Create a definitive plan and carry out at once. Write a clear, concise statement of the amount of money you want to acquire. But what I've learned to do, guys, is not even just about the money. See, if you help people get to their dreams and their desires and goals, inevitably you'll get to yours. So if you focus on the $1,000 or $2,000 a day, okay, that's your trading account. Trading account is booming, looking nice. All right, well, what else is next? For those who are talking about residual returns, how many people are you willing to help? How many other people in your organization, in your community, in your class, are you willing to help them earn residual income? If Lucretia comes to me, if Drew comes to me, she said, B, if I want to make $1,000 a month, what does that look like to me? Well, it looks like me helping 2 people out who have a desire, who have a goal, because they're showing up, they're doing the work, they're sharing the plan, right? These folks work all day, but there's no excuses. Again, failure does not exist. Limitations do not exist. Excuses do not exist. Guys, when you truly understand how powerful that is, when failure really does not exist in your world, there is so much that you're going to accomplish. It's going to blow your mind. It's even going to scare you. See, if you're not working towards goals that scare you, you're not working hard enough. You're not taking yourself to a new level. You're not expanding yourself. If it doesn't scare you to make a phone call, you're not expanding yourself. Make 5, make 10. Outdo yourself. Outwork yourself. What's your competition? Your competition should be you. Okay, well, today I only talk to 3 people. Tomorrow I'm going to do 6. I'm going to double it up. I got to do better for myself. Because if you're busy trying to compare yourself to other people's efforts, you're going to kill yourself. You're going to wear yourself out. You don't know their story. You don't know their process. You don't know how flaming hot the desire is. I told y'all last night, people are going through so many different things. When they're searching, there's situations and vehicles like this that show up at their door, they take it and run with it because they know, listen, this is my last chance. And it literally is. We don't operate on believing that today is our last chance. We operate off entitlement, right? Are you operating in today as if it's your last chance? Can you actually say, I went all in today? Or were you lollygagging? Were you not working? Was your momentum slow? I could say for me today, I had to go get me some caffeine today. I don't drink any caffeine and had my stomach looking crazy. But I had to wake up. I said, I can either lay back down in the bed or I can go to Starbucks. What I do, I went to Starbucks. I refuse to go to sleep because I'm not going to go all in by making excuses. I'm not going to be all in by succumbing to the wrong energy. You got to fight out of that. You got to stay on your tail. You got to fight through that pain. You got to fight through that. Guys, I'm sleepy as all get out right now, but I'm still here. I don't use that as an excuse. I say, you know what? I'm tired, but I'm so happy and grateful I get to communicate with my team. I'm glad I'm able to do this mindset call because somebody might need me. But so if I was to succumb to an excuse, there may be something that you needed to hear tonight. But because I can't, what's the clocking in? Because I clocked into the fear-based factory on today, then somebody would have missed the seed that they needed to get. But instead of that, I said, you know what? I'm going to be all right. I'm going to pull through. This ain't nothing new, right? And so here we are tonight. We're all getting seeds. We're all planting. We're all expanding. And we're growing in what we're following our desire. If you truly desire money so keenly that you desire it has to be an obsession, you have no difficulty convincing yourself that you will acquire it. You got to know what you want so definitively that people be like, they got to be jealous of your level of faith. People got to be jealous of your level of desire. Can you make somebody jealous with your level of desire? If you know your desire is that strong that somebody's going to be jealous, without a shadow of doubt, drop some ones in the chat box. Or do you think you desire? Or do you think sometimes you're at that level, but you know, like, oh no, I know, like you can place some money on it, that you know it's that strong, drop some ones in the chat box. They don't have to be in 2019. You just know at some point it's coming. Guys, do y'all realize August 21st, 2017, I was working a job. Matter of fact, let me go back. Just a year ago, I was still on my job. I was still working a year ago. March 26th, I was still on my 9 to 5. Guys, the amount of residual income that I make now replaces my job. I just started making residual income this year. The amount of residual income, that alone could allow me to leave my job. But trading allowed me to leave my job. So what I'm showing y'all, at some point, it's going to show up. It's 12 months later. It's a certain type of person I had to become. I wasn't doing no calls like this. There wasn't no generational wealth, didn't even exist on March 24th, 2018. Generational wealth didn't birth to June of last year. Because what? They told me to read the books. They told me to study personal development. I kept coming to events and hearing nuggets and applying them. See, there are nuggets within the audio tapes y'all listen to. There are nuggets within the books y'all listen to and y'all reading, but we keep missing it. We keep missing it. You gotta not just be listening. You can't be just hearing stuff. You gotta listen. You gotta tune in. You gotta block the noise. You gotta block the noise because every single thing I'm telling y'all, all the keys to success that you want are inside the things that you listen to that are success oriented. All right. You have to have a success consciousness. I was 100%, 1,000% dissatisfied where I was in 2017. I was unhappy. I was drinking alcohol all the week. Every time I got home from work because I was so stressed out, I would have knots in my shoulders because I was working for 3 people. We had 3 people going. So I was working one person, working 3 jobs at one time, right? Overworked, underpaid, tired, exhausted. I literally slept and woke up every single day with that darn uniform on. Every single day. But what happened? Somebody asked, Chad sent me a cuz, you need to come to this iRockers Live. I went, what is this? What do you want? Stop calling me. And so I finally came. But guess what? I took it seriously. My desire was on 5,000%. And my desire has us here today. I hope my desire beams off into y'all. I hope my vibrations beams off into y'all and it hits somebody else, like boom. You know, it's either 2 things gonna happen. Somebody gonna feel the vibration and wake up, or somebody gonna feel the vibration and keep moving. Just like an earthquake. Is your desire that strong that it can shake the earth, or is your desire, or is your doubts in your limiting thoughts is that so strong that it's shaking you to just stay in one place? You keep dropping yourself inside a hole, cracking the earth, just dropping yourself inside a hole, or is it so strong that it keeps leaping you out of the hole? Right? Which way is it going? What type of vibration are you giving off? Whatever you vibrate, you're attracting. It's going to come back on y'all. So you got to be careful of what it is that you're speaking. Okay, you have to have a money consciousness. Money consciousness means that the mind has become so thoroughly saturated with the desire that you can only see yourself in possession of it. In possession of it. Can you see yourself in possession? How often I do this thing that Chanel Emanitier, David's wife, I used to watch her Instagram a lot, and she would do this thing. She said, guys, you know, people are so scared of money. It drives me crazy. She said, she just holds money in her hand and she'd be like, money, 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 money. Money comes to me. I'm so happy and grateful. Money comes to me. I'm so happy and grateful. You know, you can do things. I'm so happy and grateful. I can tithe. You know, my goal was I can tithe 4 figures. I'm so happy and grateful that I can start investing in capital in my businesses because money comes to me. I'm so happy and grateful that God has blessed me with this money. This money is not mine. This money is ours. He's using me as a vessel. And she would just hold hundreds and just be like, I'm so, money comes to me. Money comes to me. Right? Because now you're allowing that energy to manifest. You're allowing that belief to manifest, that you walk around talking about, I'm making $10,000 a month before it even show up in the physical. You need to be looking that crazy to the regular thought process. Okay? You got to look crazy to the regular thought process. How in the world she's standing around talking about money comes to me? That's stupid. That's dumb. But yeah, she calling you to borrow some money. Come on now. Get on the train. Get your fingers on this paper. All right? Money is nothing but energy, ladies and gentlemen. It ain't nothing real. It's nothing but energy. It's an energy that's telling you, listen, you're telling the universe, I want you to create abundance. I want you to create overflow. I want the energy. How many I want that energy? You want that bill paid up. I want that energy on. I want overflow. I want abundance. I don't want to have to worry about money. I want a legacy that leaves behind. I want the energy of legacy. I want the energy of financial freedom. I want the legacy of traveling when I want to. I want the legacy of sleeping when I'm done. Waking up when I'm done sleeping. That's the energy that you're trying to attract. Okay, you're not attracting paper. You're attracting what that energy can create. Pay attention. You're attracting what the energy can create. To those who have not been schooled in the working principles of the human mind, these instructions, what I just say, the instructions may be impractical. Stand around in your sacred space, stand around in your moment, talking about money comes to me, and somebody with a regular mentality, a conformed mentality, I call it conformity tribes, those people who have conformed to just waking up and going like they're on that spinning wheel, and they walk inside your room and they see you talking about some money comes to me, energy comes to me, abundance comes to me, overflow comes to me, wealth comes to me, right? Capital comes to me so I can manifest my businesses. Capital comes to me so I can develop my nonprofit. Money comes to me so I can go and travel the world and help other nations. My money comes to me so that I can be an influencer and use my money to do good things. Money comes to me. But they all they hear is money, but they're not realizing the energy that you're creating. They're not realizing the things that you're verbalizing that's creating the energy and those vibrations into the universe to return that favor. And so while you're manifesting these things, then you get into action and you work your plan, you get sick, you work your plan, you become tired, you work your plan, you become discouraged. You still work your plan regardless of how you feel. You work your plan and you manifest. You work your plan and you manifest. You work your plan and then you lose some money and then you just keep manifesting again. You work your plan and your kid gets sick, but you keep working your plan. You lose your job, but you keep working your plan. The bank, you go file bankruptcy, but you keep working your plan because these things on the external realm they serve no definitive purpose. Right? What serves a purpose is your energy, your words, and your actions, and your consistency, and your belief, and your ability, and your desire. Desire, remember, it does not see failure. Desire is 1,000% guaranteed that I know whatever it is that I want is done. If we can predict the markets, you need to be predicting your future. What are your confirmations for your life? You got to have 1,000% probability with your life because you can control that. See, we can't control the markets, right? But we can only control the amount of skill and the practice that we come in, and we can be 90 to 95% accurate, sometimes 100%. But you have 1,000% accuracy on the prediction of your life, and you're not applying the confirmations that it takes to get there. Come on, right? What are your confirmations? It's simple: desire, consistency, faith, belief, energy, manifestations. Reading 10 pages a day. That's all the confirmations you need. The main confirmation you need is that you have belief in God and knowing that he's going to manifest it. But you can't be leaving everything over to him because he's already done. He's already completed that, right? What are you doing? You just got your hands like this, talking about some God got my back. God got me. But what are you doing? Laying around on the bed all day, complaining all day, clocking in and not clocking in to yourself when you get home, using your children as an excuse? That's what you're doing. You still clocking into that fear-based factory. But the moment you wake up and say, my confirmations are complete, I have 100,000% entry because God is on control of my charts. Come on. Get out here. He's asking you to do things, simple things. Come to me. Have a date with me. Pray to me. Thank me. Give reverence to me. Glorify my name. Right? Read 10 pages a day. Stop being negative. Stop reading the gossip. Stop watching the drama. Stop watching the crap. Stop talking about people. Stop being judgmental. He's asking you to do simple things. The only thing he's asking you to do is two things: operate in forgiveness and operate in love, and go after what you freaking want. and know what you want is already done, because guess what? Remember, he is in control of your charts. That's your confirmation. That's all the confirmation you need, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So it may be helpful to all who fail to recognize the soundness of those 6 steps. You have to have a definitive plan. You have to have an action. You have to manifest that everything. All right. You have to manifest everything that you desire and know that it's already complete. Okay. Those steps are essential for the accumulation of money. Remember, we're talking about energy. We're not talking about a piece of paper. Somebody drop in the chat box, what would you like money to do for you? Y'all know my number one goal right now is my mom, retire my mom. What would you like money to do for you? What would you like that energy to do for you? When I'm talking about money, when I'm speaking this tonight, I'm talking about energy. What would you like the energy to do for you? Mine is retire my mom. Come on, public declaration. If you can't declare it publicly, you don't believe. That means you don't deserve it. If you can't publicly declare what it is that you desire, that means you don't deserve it. And that means it's not going to happen because you can't even write it on a computer. If you write it out of the spiritual, you write it on a computer, you write it on a sheet of paper, that means it's done. Right? Boom. Retire myself and my girlfriend. Who next? Public declaration means you know 1,000% that God is in control. And for the believers on the line, whoever you believe in, whoever you pray to, at the end of the day, you need to know that you're not in control. But you can predict a perfect entry because you're not in control, because you're flawed, because you have you up and down in the market. You ain't nothing but the market. So get out of the way and allow him to control your market. So you can always have perfect entry. Perfect. There we go. Even with that, even with the things you guys wrote on tonight, what does that look like? What does retire my mom look like? What do I do when I'm manifesting that energy? I'm so happy and grateful this money comes to me. I'm so happy and grateful that $50,000 comes to me. I'm so happy and grateful $100,000. My ultimate goal is a minimum of $500,000 a month. What is your ultimate goal? What do I want this to do for me? I want to walk up. I want to I want to drive up at my mother's job with a truck, her little Cadillac truck that she wants, paid for cash with a bow on it, with a retirement banner. And I walk upstairs and I tell her boss, listen, here's a piece of paper. This is her resignation letter, but my mama knowing her, she probably gonna work 2 days a week. So at the end of the day, this is still her resignation letter. And if she wants to be here, then that's fine. But I want you to know I declare today that it's done. She's not obligated to be here. She's gonna drive home today in her truck. I sold her other car. She don't know that already. So I got her a new truck. I've already put money in her account. I'm immediately going to allow her to drive home. She's going to get, what does it look like? Y'all got to be specific. You got to be specific. Don't daydream on the surface. You got to daydream in a specific with declaration. What does that look like? Okay, you want freedom. What does freedom look like to you? What does freedom look like to me? Let's see. I could take a break for a couple of weeks. I can go travel. Matter of fact, I'm on a plane with Delta Airlines. I'm sitting in first class. The ticket was $1,500, and I flew down to. You got to be specific. Stop having a half desire. Stop having a half vision. Ooh, when I'm sitting on a plane, I want me some Thai food because I told them to Uber Eats my food to gate 58. And terminal C. Like, you got to be specific, ladies and gentlemen. I wanted me some pad thai. My family is going to meet me at the airport because I hired a bus to pick up my closest family and friends. And they're going to meet me in Concourse C at Hartsfield Airport at this. You got to be specific, okay? If you guys, y'all see how detailed that was? That's what y'all got to realize. If you're detailed in the spiritual, God has already created the details in the physical. If you're detailed in the spiritual, he's already created the details in the physical. So why do you wonder why your doors, when they open, they only look like surface doors? Because you only gave him a surface desire. You only gave him a surface vision. He can only paint what you picture. Come on, B. Burrell. He can only paint what you picture. Come on. So what are you picturing? Oh, I want time, money, and freedom. What does that look like? Please text me that because I need that. What does that look like? So if your desire is only black and white, then when it comes to the physical, you're not going to know what's going on because it's not as colorful as you should make it. Everything should be black and white. No, it should be colorful. It should be colorful. I want some, let me see. My food should be this color. When I get on the airplane, I want that powder blue blanket in first class. Matter of fact, I have a window seat. There's nobody sitting next to me on my right side. That way I can have more space. There's no funky breath around me. I can have me a cup of wine. The flight is peaceful. God allowed us to land in South Africa. You got to be specific. And I dare you to do that visualization, that type of visualization every single day. Every single day. For those of you who are doing the 7-day challenge with me with the Stranger's Secret, you should be getting that. And even in there, he says, listen, you got to put forth the best effort. You got to go harder than you've ever gone before. You got to live today like it's your last, right? You got to live today like it's your last, ladies and gentlemen. And guess what? The steps for the these steps do not require hard labor. They don't require you to be ridiculous or nothing like that. It just requires you to call on what it is that you want and repetition. Okay. Successful application of those 6 steps, a definitive amount, what it is that you want, a plan, and consistency behind it, right? A definitive plan. Guys, these steps do not cost, these steps don't call for crazy work or physical labor. You just got to just manifest and be the same activity every single day. How many of y'all make 1 call a day? How many of y'all share the plan 1 time a day? How many of y'all log into IML Academy at least 30 minutes a day? That's called consistency. And the power of compounding that activity is going to bring your manifestation to life. It's going to bring your visualization to life. Remember, don't ignore the details. One must realize all who have accumulated great fortunes first have determined the amount by dreaming, by hoping, by wishing, by desiring, and then planning before they acquire the money. If you do not see great riches in your mind, if you do not see those specifications in your mind, you will never see them in your bank balance. You will never see them in your physical, right? What type of car do you want? I'm not really a car person. I mean, I want a Maybach Cabriolet 6. It's a concept car. But ultimately, I just stick with the Lexus family. The cars last a long time. All the cars that I've had as a Lexus, they've hit 300,000 plus miles. So I just live with the Lexus family, right? But what is it that you want? You know, what is it that you want? What is it that you want? When somebody asks you that, you should be like, blah, 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 blah. You shouldn't have no hesitation. It shouldn't be vague. Some of y'all have vague vision. You wonder why there's no direction in your life. You wonder why there's no consistency in your life. You wonder why there's no discipline in your life, because your vision is vague, right? So you're putting forth vague action. When you start deciding to become specific and you really, really want what it is that you want, guys, it will become so clear. It will become so clear. It will be so definitive. You don't even have to think about it. Your actions become so subconscious. You just doing it. I'm at the point now where I can just do 3 ways. I can do prospecting. Everything is so subconscious now because I've done it so much. Because guess what? My vision is specific. My vision is specific. So I dare you guys, listen to The Stranger's Secret. Start the 30-day challenge that he has, because you got to keep listening to that for at least 7 days to catch everything, because it's only a 30-minute clip, but it's so real. It's so simple. He says, I don't understand. It's called The Stranger's Secret because it's weird, because it's his secret. What's the secret? You become what you think about. You become what you think about. That's the secret. And people miss it. You become what you think about. The knowledge of what one wants in the burning desire. All right. So practical dreamers have always been, will always be, the pattern makers of civilization. Okay. Practical people, the conformity crew. All right. But we who desire to accumulate riches should remember that the real leaders of the world have always been people who have harnessed, people who have sat still in a quiet space and closed their eyes and visualized an energy. Money comes to me. I'm so happy and grateful I can retire my mom. I'm so happy and grateful that when I go to the airport on terminal on course C, gate 48, you got to be specific. All right. Those who can harness that vision and put it to practical use, the intangible, unseen forces. Okay. The intangible unseen forces will have your back. They'll support you. Okay. But at the end of the day, tolerance and an open mind are practical necessities for the dream of today. Okay. Now, your ability to sit still is very important. Your ability to sit quiet is very important. Because what a lot of people don't realize is so many people, I had a young lady who told me this. She said, if you're so busy that you can't even have a second to give thanks to God, then you need to rework your life. You need to rethink what it is that you're doing. If you're so busy, you can't sit still for 5 minutes in the morning. I get when you wake up late, because I'm getting to that. I'll be waking up late and I'm rushing out the door. But you have to be intentional with casting your vision in the morning. Just like, you know, if you set your alarm at 8 o'clock, you got to be ready at X amount of time. It's going to take you this long to brush your teeth. It's going to take you 10 minutes to take a shower. If you know that time, then you need to implement the time for you to cast your vision, for you to have the energy. Guys, think about that. I know we get up out of bed and we be dragging, you know, it's like, oh. But what if you, after you finish your drag moment, right? What if you, once you got out of that moment, you said, you know what? Let me grab this $100 bill. See, leave a $100 bill sitting on your desk every morning. See it. Manifest. I'm so happy and grateful that this is $1,000 a day. Even if you stay laying in the bed so you can get yourself fired up. I'm so happy and grateful that this is $1,000. So do that. Find yourself. I'm telling you, y'all think this stuff is silly. You're telling this, if you really believe in the spiritual creating the physical, this money is spiritual. This laptop is spiritual. This hair bow is spiritual. This t-shirt, because it first came out of somebody's mind first. It first came out of somebody's mind first, and they were able to create it in the physical form. That's what y'all got to remember. The toilet tissue, the food, the phone, the cup, the spoon, the quarter, it came out of somebody's brain. The roller coasters I'm riding at Six Flags next week, everything came out of somebody's, they actually sat still and was like, I believe I can build a house on this block. It's going to be a 3-bedroom. We're going to put the garage here. I'm thinking about putting a garage. Guys, have y'all ever heard, sit and listen to somebody talk about what they're going to do? Do you hear the excitement and the energy in the build and what they create just by speaking it? And then let them be disciplined, consistent, and focused and have desire and bring that thing to life. This dude said, listen, man, it's got to be a way that we can create music on a device and people can just download it digitally. They don't have to go buy CDs and something tangible and put it in a disc player. There's got to be a way that these people can listen to something from a smart device. And now it's $1 trillion business. Apple is $1 trillion company. It was first in the spiritual. So now they making heck of bread off of people who want to use an Apple phone, right? Apple Music, whatever it is that you're using. So why don't you believe if you sit around in the morning for 5 minutes? I'm so happy and grateful. I retired my mom. I'm so happy and grateful that I make $50,000 a month in 2019 residual income. I'm so happy and grateful I have a 7-figure trading account in 2019. I'm so happy and grateful that I purchased a Cadillac. My mom struck. I'm so happy and grateful that I paid off X amount of my student loan debt. What's your student loan debt? I'm so happy and grateful that I paid off $15,000 worth of student loan debt. That energy comes to me. The money is mine. I deserve money. God is in control of my financial freedom. I am his co-creator. God is using me to create the freedom I desire, not only for myself. Guys, do that every morning, but do it with belief. Do you know how you're going to feel? You're going to be ready to take over the world. You're going to go to work happy in the mud, like, I'm so happy and grateful I get to make a living while I work on my fortune. As soon as I get home from work, I'm going to clock in to my freedom train. I'm going to clock in to my faith-based factor. I'm so happy and grateful that God has given me the patience. God has given me the sustainability. God has given me the focus that you got to do that. Prayer, manifestation, energy. You do that 2 to 3 times a day. Go in the bathroom on lunch break at work. I'm so happy and grateful, God, that you blessed me with this job. I may not like it, but I am grateful. I'm so happy and grateful because I could be on the street. I could be leading income. I could be needing a way to make sure my bills are paid. But God, I'm so happy and grateful for increase. I'm so happy and grateful for you getting me through this day. Do you see how much better you feel if you would just do that? That's you protecting your territory. That's you protecting your territory. Because remember, as soon as you desire it, you start manifesting through your words and your actions. You got to start protecting your ear gates. You got to protect that. You got to protect your eye gates too. There's some things that you're going to see that may cause discouragement. But at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, whatever you desire is done. Whatever you desire is done. But what happens is when you don't walk in consistency and persistence and belief, It won't show up. And for me, desire is just proof that you do believe. It's just another word for faith. If you truly desire something, if you jumped inside that pool, not caring about the temperature, and you are all in, then whatever it is that you're trying to do will come to life. You should know it. You got to speak in present tense. Stop waiting on the trading account to show the figures. Stop waiting on your back office to show the figures. Stop being desperate, because if your desperation means you don't believe. It just doesn't mean, it just means you don't believe. If you know it's done, you should walk around with peace. You should walk around with patience. Patience would be your biggest level of gratitude. When you walk around with peace, when you walk around with patience, and you know that me doing this, if I was to eat a piece of cake every day, some way, somehow, that muffin top gonna float around my hips. But if I know if I make 5 calls a day, compounding over the next 12 to 18 months, add another year, them calls are gonna pay for it someday. Those calls are just me planting seeds for my harvest that's coming in the future, because I got to learn how to talk better on my call. I got to learn how to be more patient. I got to learn how to close. There's a process I have to go through. Those are temperatures that I got to adapt to while I'm going through my process, so I can swim my way to the shore. All right. So I can swim my way to freedom. Are you willing to swim your way to shore? Are you willing to fight the waves? Are you willing to pay the price? You paying the price of doing things that are out of your comfort zone. You paying the price of you making, is you showing up to the call every week. You paying the price is you doing what you don't want to do. When you don't feel like doing it, you still do it. That's you paying the price, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. So remember, whatever it is that you desire is done. It's done. It can't be questioned. It's almost like it can't be questioned, guys. It just can't. All right. If you got some value on tonight, please drop some love in the chat box. You can do a thumbs up, thumbs down, some flames, some hearts, some bombs, whatever it is that you want to do. But if you got some value on tonight, ladies and gentlemen, drop some love. And remember, it's your season, it's your time. All right. Don't become discouraged. Don't become desperate. Trust the process. If you don't expand your belief, you're not exercising your belief and your desire, then it never come to life. You can't desire something and never get on the bike. You can't come in and say, I want to, your desire has to be the treadmill. You got to keep getting on this. You got to keep getting on that meal every day until you reach your goal. Your desire is the treadmill. It is the work. It is your ability to not quit. Okay? Get in here, learn this information, learn this skill set, share it with the world, become an amazing person. Remember, this is not a quick get rich scheme. This isn't something you're going to get done in 2 weeks or 3 months. Okay? This is a lifetime skill set. It's $1 trillion freaking dollars. 5 trillion, excuse me. 5 trillion. That's the Apple's network times 5. Okay? Moving every single day. If you don't believe that this is something that you can stick out, that means you lack faith and you lack desire. And that means you're not 100% dissatisfied, or you're not 100,000%, wanting this. Okay. Get in here, get the bag, stop being weak. Win, win, win. We do not recognize failure. We do not recognize weakness. We may be delayed. We may discourage, and we may be tired. We may be tired. Take some rest up, re-up. But don't ever quit, because quitting is recognizing failure. Okay? We don't what? Recognize failure. Drop in the chat box. We don't recognize failure. That's long. Just put F. We don't F. Don't put we don't give an F. We don't recognize failure. All right? I love you guys. That is our Tuesday night mindset call here with Generational Wealth. You can always invite your family and friends on, because sometimes we got to break we need to break generational curses within our mindset, because remember, nothing is hard in the physical form. What's hard is our level of thinking. It's everybody's level of inability to think, not being in the driver's seat of our mind, not desiring something, just settling and going with the flow. Okay. Get out of here. Let's get the bag. Latoya, drop me some signals. I'm kidding. And you guys have an amazing night. Love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. I may be doing another Facebook Live tomorrow. Depends on how I feel. That's right. We don't recognize failure. We don't recognize failure. We don't recognize failure. We don't recognize failure. Okay? We don't recognize failure. We don't recognize. Matter of fact, that might be a morning chant for me. I don't recognize failure. It does not exist. I am a winner. I'm burning all the bridges. I'm burning all the boats. I am a success. I am. That is our next convention thing, by the way. I am a winner. We do not recognize failure, okay? Wednesday night, if nothing, Wednesday night, we will be on our trading training on Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern time, okay? All the calls are being recorded, so we're able to drop those in the chat box if you guys are not able to make it on, all right? We don't recognize failure. You guys get out here and have 1,000% desire. And remember, God is in control of your charts, your perfect entry. Y'all have a blessed night.